on location in front of this beautiful body of water that can barely be seen behind me because of all the clouds and fog and mist and elements that's flowing around today. And today is a perfect day to bring you this flood of information that I want to make sure that you was quite well aware of, and in case you missed it on this assembly. Today I want to talk to you about the flood, and I'm going to cover it with the scriptures themselves so you understand what actually happened and why I'm going to be talking about it from now until Revelation. All right, I'm going to start off in Bereshit 5, verse 32, where it says that Noah was 500 years old and he begot his three sons. His three sons being Ham, Shem, and Japheth. All right, so he was 500. Somewhere after his 500th anniversary of his date of birth, he begot his three sons. All right, now you going over to chapter 6, and we discover in verse 2 that the sons of Elohim came down and took women of the daughters of men, or the daughters of men. Now, like I said before, this was not Yahuwah. These were other Elohim's sons who came down and took daughters and made them their women. All right, and they subsequently reproduced and had children. And in verse 3 of chapter 6, Yahuwah is talking to somebody. Perhaps, maybe he was just telling Moshe, perhaps he was letting him know that he was talking with other Elohim, I don't know. But he said that his Ruach, which was flesh at that time, was only going to be around an additional 120 years. Now, that 120 years is 100 years and 20 days. 100 years and 20 days from the point when he said it, and we'll get to the end of that point in just a little bit. Now they go on to talk about the Nephilim that were the result of the interbreeding, if you will, between the sons of Elohim and the daughters of man. And subsequently there were giants, and the giants were pretty terrible. They were bullies, to say the least, so they were not politically correct. And it's stated after this that Yahuwah took notice of what was going on, and he saw that man was pretty wicked and only had evil thoughts. All right, and it goes on to say that he said that he's turning back from just how happy he was, how proud he was of man, and he pretty much was grieved in his heart that he had ever done it. That don't say a lot about him not supposed to be cheerful all the time, okay? And he said in verse 7 that he's going to destroy man from off the face of the earth and pretty much every other living thing that had the breath of life in it, all right? But somehow, Noah found grace in his eyes, all right? And he looked upon Noah favorably. Now again, in verse 10 of chapter 6, it's stated that Noah had three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And then they go on to say that the earth was also corrupt. I'm taking that to mean that the earth, being that everything other than man, the animals, everything was killing each other, okay? You know, man was killing each other, animals killing each other, everybody doing everything, everybody else wrong, so it was just filled with violence. All right? Now, other Elohim also saw this too. It says in verse 11 that the earth was also corrupt before Elohim. Now, like I was saying, the earth was also corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. And in verse 12 it says, Elohim looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way, his divine way upon the earth. So, man who decided to stop following the ways of Yahuwah had, by his transgressions, corrupted Yahuwah's way on the earth. All right, so that didn't sit well with Yahuwah. Elohim said to Noah, end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. So he's telling Noach that the end of everything is about to come forth, and he's taking care of all of that. And he told him to make an ark. He told him how to make it, because he's going to bring a flood. He's going to drown everybody and kill everything, so that all this corruption will end. But he's going to establish a covenant with Noach and his family, his sons, his woman, and his sons' women. All right? And they're going to have to gather up food. They're going to have to take hold of all the animals that's going to come to him, 2 of each kind, and they're going to all be aboard the ark, and they'll be safe because they're going to be under his covenant. And Noah did everything that he was told. Now, going over to chapter 7, he let them know that in 7 days, all this was going to take place. All right? 7 days. Verse 4, chapter 7, for yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. So, didn't take 120 years, didn't take 120 years. It took 7 days, all right? And Noah did everything he said, and in verse 10, and it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. Now, here's a very seminal verse here. Verse 11 of chapter 7. 7:11. Can't forget that. Go get you some snacks, go get some gas, but don't forget this verse. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. Now, if you remember back, he said that my ruach, which is flesh, will not strive with man much longer. In fact, his years will be 120. That's 100 years, 20 days. When you look at this verse, it says that in the 600th year, that's 100 years since chapter 5, since 532, 100 years in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up. When you time that out, it's sort of coincidentally perfect to the timing that goes back to Noah when he was 500 years old. You know, I'm pretty sure, depending on when he brought this to Noah, that it times out perfect to 120 years. 100 years, 20 days. And the waters were upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And it was a very long flood. Everything drowned, everything died, except for those that were upon the ark with Noah, because it was only through Noah that they were saved. This is Giel. I hope you enjoyed that flood of information. I'll see you next time.